Hello YouTube, how is everyone doing? Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Ace Attorney, the Apollo Justice Collection. I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. So, sorry I haven't had a part out in a few days. I've just been busy with a lot of projects and that big GTA 4 lore video that I recently made. But anyways, let's continue on from where we left off here. We are going to be doing case number 2 now in Dual Destiny. So let's do it here. The Monstrous Turnabout. What a strange name, the Monstrous.
Long, long ago, the nine-tailed fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away. To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still within the forbidden chamber.
Night-night, Alderman. Sweet dreams.
What the?
At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
Okay, so we know he did it. So sometimes in certain cases, a few months prior to the courthouse bombing. So this is what you guys told me in the comments. You guys told me in the comments that these cases are not in the right order in this game. So that this case apparently takes place before the bombing case that we have that we just did. But so like I was saying is that on some of these cases you know who the killer is right at the start. Other cases you have to figure it out. But I guess we know that guy's the killer right now. So we see that guy, we're gonna know he did it. April 17, 12:13 p.m. Write anything. Agency. Guess I'm a little early. Oh, hey, Apollo. Getting an early start today. Yeah, this is the first job I've had in a while, after all. Well, aren't we all fired up? Well, it's not every day I get a call from Mr. Wright. What kind of work is it anyway? Mr. Wright didn't mention any details. Work? Is that how he put it? Don't tell me he just wants me to clean the toilet again. You've really become a fixture around here, Apollo. Come to think of it, it's been almost a year since I was hired. A lot's happened since then. But I've settled in nicely despite a few bumps in the road. So we're playing as Apollo in this case then. My name is Apollo Justice. I've been practicing law for about a year, but I still have a lot to learn. This is the Write Anything Agency, and it's where I work. Don't let the name fool you, it's definitely a law agency. But don't forget that this place is a talent agency too, Polly. It's the law agency part of this office that's usually forgotten. This is Trucy Wright, a budding magician. An adopted daughter of the agency's owner, Phoenix Wright. He sometimes makes me help with her magic tricks. And what's wrong with that? You're one of the agency's talents as well. I was under the impression that I was a lawyer. Oh, we'd better hurry. Doesn't look like Daddy's gonna make it, so let's get going. Huh? Where are we going? What about the job you mentioned? This is the job, Polly. You're supposed to keep me company today. Now, come on. Another day of not being a lawyer. Should have seen this coming. Well, this is the Write Anything Agency, you know. And there's no law related to work at the moment, so... Tell me again why I chose to work here? Where is Mr. Wright anyway? Daddy said something about going to meet an acquaintance. But don't worry, just focus on your job and I'll tell you exactly what you need to know. Well, let's go. We don't have all day. Wait a second. And another day of anything goes begins at the Write Anything Agency. April 17, 1:30 p.m. Nine Tails Valley, Yokai Lane. Ooh. So what are we doing way up here in the mountains? This is Ninetails Vale. Everyone's been talking about the yokai craze here. Yokai? Oh, you mean Japanese monsters. Guess that explains all these weird things. Speaking of which, wasn't Ninetales Vale founded by Japanese immigrants? Yeah, they're holding a festival to boost tourism over at the Alderman's mansion. My friend who works there invited us. That's why we're here. In other words, I'm your chaperone because your dad was too busy. Daddy said that with those horns of yours, you'd make a great addition to their festival. I mean, you look just like a Japanese demon. Wasn't that so thoughtful of him, Polly? I could do without a thoughtfulness like that. Oh, it's almost time. Come on, Polly. The festival grounds are this way. Alright, guess it's time to move to Kyubi Manor Garden. Talk. The monster craze. This monster craze, come to think of it, I think I heard about it on TV. It's supposedly how Ninetales Vale made a comeback from the brink of fiscal disaster. Our agency could sure use something positive like that. Oh, I know. Let's jump on board the monster craze. You and Daddy would be a perfect comedy duo. You could call yourselves Agni and Rudra, Demon Kings of Comedy. Daddy sets them up and you knock them down. Hey, I think we hit the jackpot with this idea. Sorry, but I plan on staying a lawyer. You do? You don't have to act so surprised by that. What to do? Hey, Trucy, have you seen my attorney's badge? How could you lose something so important? Sometimes I really wonder about you, Apollo. This is so weird. I wonder if I dropped it somewhere. Oh, look, what are these panties doing here? Forget about panties. I'm looking for my badge. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Did you forget? These are my magic panties. Hey, that's my attorney's badge. Wow, how'd you do that? I set it all up while we were back at the office. Wow, I didn't even... Wait, you took my badge? Check it out. You're so lucky, Apollo. Everyone can see what you do with just a flash of your badge. What about you, Trucy? People can tell you're a magician by the way you're dressed. Yeah, but I can't always dress like this, like when I'm at school and stuff. You could always show you're a magician by making things appear or disappear. You mean like this? 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Magic or no? Aren't you a little old to be showing those things in public? Then maybe I'll become a lawyer too. You're abandoning your dream just like that? Okay. Yokai Lane? Oh, Kyubi Manor Garden. April 17, 2:05 p.m. Kyubi Manor Garden. Wow, this place is really something. Definitely feels like a different world here. Trucy. Who's this? Jinxie. Am I pronouncing her name correctly? Somebody might in the comments let me know. Jinxie? And this is? My friend Jinxie, Tenma. She's the one who invited us. She just happens to be the maid here. 2 horns. A love of red. Are you a demon? No, haha, I'm Apollo Justice. Nice to meet you. Eek, he is a demon. What the? Be gone. Foul beast. Heh, you look great, Polly. Fills in some of that space on your forehead. What is this thing? It's a warding charm. Jinxie put them on all the monsters she finds. But I'm not a monster. Maybe I should have told her you're a good demon. Or you could just say I'm human. The Red Demon, emissary of the underworld. I got up early to do my hair for this. Can I take this off now? So you can eat me? I'm not going to eat you. Eek, forgive me, oh terrible one. Tone down your cords of steel, Apollo. You're scaring her out of her wits. Don't worry. I'm already full. Please stay that way. Great. Now I'm playing along, too. Talk. Ninetales Vale? So I wanted to ask you about Ninetales Vale. Eek, be gone! Foul demon. Looks like you've been demonized, Polly, literally. I'm starting to wonder if I really am a demon myself. Eek, please don't eat me. I have food if you're hungry. This isn't working. We won't get anything out of her until we set the record straight. If only we had some way to prove you're not as scary as you look. Ouch, unnecessary roughness. Looks like I have to present some proof. Proof that I'm 100% human. Present the attorney's badge? I wanted to show you this. Eek, what is it? It's my attorney's badge, you see? I'm not a demon. I'm a lawyer. Really? You're a lawyer? Ooh, well, maybe now she'll stop calling me a demon. Does it protect you from Enma Dio's judgment? Who's Enma Dio? I read somewhere that he's a demon lord who judges the dead for their sins. Uh-oh, I think now she thinks you're a demon lawyer from hell, Polly. Can I go back to being just a normal demon? Please, please don't boil me in a scalding cauldron. I prefer a Turkish bath if possible. Turkish bath? Isn't that more sauna than bath? Don't worry, Jinxie. He's a good demon. He'll save you if you ever go astray. Eek, please, Mr. Demon Lawyer, sir, have mercy on my soul. I told you I'm not a demon, and Trucy, you're just making things worse. Ack. You just leave that Emma Dio to me. Isn't that great, Jinxie? I'm no longer scared to cross into the afterlife. Will someone tell these two I'm human already? Okay, Ninetales Vale. So Jinxie, I hear this village is the epicenter of the monster craze. Barely anyone had ever heard of it before, but now it's packed with tourists. Really, so the monster craze is the reason behind today's festival. It was the alderman's idea, but I'd be careful if I were you. There are lots and lots of yokai prowling about Ninetales Vale. Prowling about? You mean like wild animals or something? And they're hungry too. Man-eating monsters, and they're all over the place? In fact, there was one at the manor yesterday. I heard the doorbell ring, but when I opened the door, nobody was there. It was the Ding-Dong Demon. How else could you explain it? Well, when I was a kid, my friends used to play this prank called Ding-Dong Ditch. Well, that doesn't prove yokai aren't real. There's even one here at the manor. The demon, Tenma Taro. He's imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenma Taro? The Forbidden Chamber. About that yokai you said was imprisoned here at the manor. Is it true? He's a super evil demon named Tenma Taro. Here, take a look at this scroll. Tenma Taro's the dark demon you see here. He's super evil and super scary. So that's a yokai imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber? He was defeated by the village guardian yokai, the nine-tailed fox. And locked away forever. So, you're saying Tenma Taro is still trapped inside the Forbidden Chamber? But he's just bidding his time until he can escape. Still, we should be perfectly safe. Because there's a really powerful sealing charm on the door keeping it, shut tight. What? A charming security system. You can keep the scroll if you want. The alderman gave me this, but just holding it gives me the chills. So, thanks, Jinxie. Maybe I'll give this to Mr. Right. Scroll depicting the demon Tenma Taro and the nine-tailed fox. So, I was wondering, are those things on your forehead also warding charms, Jinxie? Yes, they will prevent evil things from getting inside me. Papa told me to wear them. Evil things? Apollo, don't you dare take those charms off her forehead. They have to stay there. Forever, got it? I wonder what would happen if I did take them off. It's time for me to get back to work. Thanks for inviting us, Jinxie. You're welcome. Oh, and before I forget, there's going to be a surprise event today. Even I don't know what to expect, but it's sure to be fun. Better not be a yokai parade. She's probably dropped dead from fright. Eek. Demon? Oh, wait. It's just someone in a suit, right? Tenma Taro. Tenma Taro, the demon from the Forbidden Chamber? Eek, please don't hurt me. Be gone, be gone, be gone. Yes, better watch out, little girl, or I'll snatch you away. Eek, charm, charm, charm. What's that? Die and go to heaven charm. Oh, she put it on her own forehead this time. She sure gives up quick. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there. You mustn't stare at Tenma Taro like that. Lower your eyes. He'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously? Your devilry stops here and now, Ted Matero. Now what? Look, Apollo. There's somebody up on the roof. What is that? I gotta move my camera here. Oh yeah, I see somebody up on the roof up there. What the hell is going on in this village? That booming laugh, could it be? My 9 golden tails are proof of my unassailable righteousness. With my band of 100 minions, I vanquish evil from the land. I am the wrestler of righteousness. Yaha! What the hell? The golden lord of yokai, the amazing 9 tails, is here. Fear not, good little boys and girls, for I shall defeat Ten Matero. Ah ha. Hooray, hooray. It's the amazing 9 tails. Up to your no good tricks again, eh, Ten Taro? Well, not on my watch. Ah! Ha 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 ha. There's nothing to fear now, my child. I have banished Ten Matero. You and your people can now live in peace. Thank you, Mr. Amazing 9 Tails, sir. Now I must be off. Another match, another foe to vanquish. Oh, wait. What was that all about? That wrestler just chased off a yokai? Looked like he came out of the Alderman's Manor. That was the Amazing 9 Tails. He's a pro wrestler from right here in the 9 Tails Vale. But no one knows his true identity. Jinxie sure seems chipper all of a sudden. What was all that about him banishing Ten Matero? That was a yokai exorcism. It's an annual ritual where Ten Matero is released to remind us of his wickedness. In the end, the 9-tailed fox drives Ten Matero out and purifies our village. But the Amazing 9 Tails did the honors this year. So that was the big surprise, huh? The Amazing 9 Tails and Ten Matero, huh? Well, whatever floats your boat. Oh, would you look at the time? I better get back to work. Please excuse me. She's a strange one, alright. I think she's sweet in her own special way. Knowing Trucy, she probably has lots of friends who are sweet in their own way. Well, we still have some time to kill. Might as well see the rest of 9 Tails Vale while we're here. The fun never stops, does it? (3:40 p.m. QB Manor. Garden. I think I bought nearly every yokai souvenir that was for sale. I know, because my wallet's running on empty. What's with all the commotion over there? Huh? Hey, isn't that your friend Jinxie? I hope everything's okay. It's terrible. Calm down, Jinxie. Tell us what happened. The demon Taro. He killed Alderman QB. What? Wait, killed as in dead? Yes, and Ten Matero did it. Ten Matero? You stay here while I go have a look. Please wait. Huh? Hack. It's a Ten Matero warding charm. It should protect you, but please, be careful. The Alderman's in the Fox Chamber at the top of the main staircase. Okay, got it. Ten Matero warding charm. Ten Matero warding charm that Jinxie gave me when I set out for the scene of the crime. April 17, QB, Manor. Fox Chamber. What the hell? Oh, he's still alive.
Are you all right?
Who are you?
Help! Someone call an ambulance!
What the hell happened here? The police arrived soon after that, at which point I returned to the festival grounds. Apparently the man impaled by the spear was already dead. But there was one other person there, and he was immediately rushed to the hospital. April 17, QB, Manor. Garden. Thank goodness the other man's going to be fine. Sounds like he'd only been unconscious. You think Jinxie's gonna be okay? I'm sure she'll be back to her old self in no time. At least she's calm enough for the police to question her for now. So I'm really curious who's gonna get accused for this murder. And I'd sure love to know what crazy animal left those feathers and tracks. Oh, look, here comes Jinxie. Hi, Trucy. Hi, Mr. Demon Lawyer. Heya. Feeling any better? I was wondering if you're up to filling us in on what happened. About what happened. So, the man with the spear in his chest was already dead? Uh-huh, it was Alderman Kyubi. When I found him, he was already... The victim was the village alderman. And the one who was found alive, who was he? Damien, Tenma. He's the mayor of the neighboring, city, Tenma Town. They arrested him. So, he's the killer? Nuh-uh, Papa didn't kill anyone. Papa, as in, your father? That's right, Jinxie's dad is mayor of Tenma Town. No way. Yes way, but he's innocent. This just got way more complicated. The victim was the alderman of Ninetails Vale, and Jinxie's father, the mayor of Tenma Town, was arrested for the crime. Sounds like we have some investigating to do. I know this is difficult, Jinxie, but you need to hang in there. I know. I'll try my best. Would you mind telling me a little more about the victim? The alderman. So the victim was the village alderman? What can you tell me about him? His name was Rex Kyubi. They say his family has ties to the legendary nine-tailed fox. He was really kind, and he always looked out for me. He was a former pro wrestler, and I even heard he knew the amazing Ninetails. Well, he probably is the amazing Ninetails. A former pro wrestler, huh? That's something to keep in mind. With your father being mayor and all, I guess you're originally from Tenma Town, huh? So then why did you come work here? It was to overcome your fears, right, Jinxie? Uh-huh. Plus, Mama was from Ninetails Vale, though she's no longer with us. She loved these flowers. I always wanted to live where Ninetails, flowers grew. Wow, what a beautiful flower. And with exactly 9 petals, too. Just looking at them gives me courage, even when I'm scared of yokai. A flower found only in Ninetails Vale. It boosts Jinxie's courage because it was her mother's favorite. Jinxie, when you first told us what happened, you said the killer was a demon. Uh-huh. The warding charm on the Forbidden Chamber's door. It's been removed. The Forbidden Chamber's door. Where the demon was? That big door that was barred shut? There wasn't a charm on it when I checked it out, so I guess it was removed by someone. That's how Tenma Taro escaped. Oh. But when I try and remember what happened, it all goes fuzzy. Jinxie, you should go get some rest. You've been through a lot today. Between the warding charm being removed, and the black feathers and weird tracks, I could see how a superstitious person might think a demon was the killer. Apollo, maybe this is your chance. Chance for what? To do the right thing and defend Jinxie's dad in court. Who, me? Wouldn't a man like Mayor Tenma have access to more experienced lawyers? You wanna know what the detective said? They doubted there was a lawyer who could get a not guilty verdict in this one. Sounds like they're expecting an open and shut case. Don't worry, Jinxie. If anyone can prove your dad's innocence, it's Polly. What? You'll accept the case, won't you, Polly? Oh, it's all over, isn't it? I'll be all alone for the rest of my life. Alright. Jinxie already lost her mother. Alright. Jinxie, leave your father's defense to me. Attaboy, Polly. You're going to help Papa, Mr. Demon Lawyer. Yep, because that's what lawyers do. Plus no toilet cleaning for a while. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure your father walks away a free man. Thank you, Mr. Demon Lawyer. I can tell you're one of the good ones. Red demons are usually so mean. It's been a while, but I'll be fine. Ready or not, here comes justice. Guess I ought to go and meet my new client. But before I forget, better jot this down in my notebook. Hey, Apollo, what's a notebook for? Oh, I just thought I should jot down some stuff about the case. And so I don't misplace them, I'm putting my notes in the court record. I guess it's what you would call a to-do list. Oh, sounds handy. Read my notes and just open the court record with R1. Then I can switch between tabs using L1 and R1. Oh, I almost forgot. So about Jinxie's father. No matter how scary he seems, promise me you'll resist the urge to run away. Wait, what? His angry glare can paralyze you with fear. And some claim he can even shoot laser beams from his own eyes. Oh, come on. Well, maybe Papa isn't really that scary. Paralyzing stare. Laser beams from his eyes. He sounds like some kind of monster. I think it's about time I see Jinxie off. I'll head back to the office after I'm done. Okay, thanks. Okay. Okay, detention center. Let's go there. April 17th, detention center. Visitors room. Visiting hours. Perfect timing. Hope he's not as scary as he sounds. Oh, that's him? Who are you? Yikes. So you're Damien Tenma, right? I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. I'm here to help. Huh? Ah, let me out of here. Sorry, I get a little loud sometimes. How incredibly rude. Sorry, did I do something to offend you? A visitor would always shun me like a common criminal. And here I am with nothing to offer. I am the epitome of rudeness. Okay, wait, so he wasn't mad at me? Unworthy as I am, I, Damien Tenma, shall breach these walls. So that I may treat my benefactor to some tea, maybe some cookies too. No, wait, we can do tea and cookies after we prove your innocence. How about you start by telling me what happened? I see. So tea and cookies, can wait, can they? Ooh, that was close. We don't need jailbreak added to the list of charges. Seems like a good guy, but with a face like that, I can see why he's misunderstood. Talk. Reason for arrest. Mayor Tenma, do you mind if I asked why you were arrested? Whoa. Sorry, I guess some things are better left unsaid. Bah. Excuse me? To think a public paragon such as I could be treated like this. This arrest should never have happened. Well, just because you're a public official doesn't mean you're immune from arrest. Go on. I fear the ill effects it will have on our youth. I've but one choice. I must leave here at once, if only to protect the moral fiber of our youth. No, wait. You can protect the moral fiber of youth after you've been declared not guilty. I suppose you're right. Whew, our youth just came this close to quite a scare. My fingerprints were on the spear that killed Alderman Kyubi. That's why I was arrested. Your prints were on the murder weapon. That's never good. Any idea how they got there? None. For I hardly remember a thing, you see. I was fast asleep at the time. Someone must have slipped me a sleeping pill or something. What's worse, somebody clobbered me on the head. I see. A drug-induced slumber and a blow to the head. No wonder you hardly remember a thing. Oh. Huh? Well, was that some kind of strange laugh? Well, I think we can safely assume your prints were planted while you were unconscious. Motive. What did the police have on you as far as motive is concerned? Truth be told, there's been a bit of trouble between the alderman and I as of late. Oh, was it personal in nature? Nothing like that. It's a long story. But suffice to say, I've been pushing to merge Ninetail's Vale with Tenma Town. Surrender Ninetail's Vale to Tenma Town now. Yikes. That's what I told him. I'd like to tell you to stop shouting like that, but I'm too scared. So, that's the motive the police have established for the alderman's murder. Kind of really a weak motive when you think about it. There's not really much, and he just wanted to merge the town to his town, and so he killed him over that. You know, but the thing is, though, is that, and also, here's the thing is, and this is what Ace Attorney, one other thing that Ace Attorney gets wrong, is that in order to prove somebody guilty of a criminal act, you typically, you know, need mens rea and actus reus. Mens rea is the guilty state of mind in Latin. Actus reus is the guilty act itself. So in pretty much every single Ace Attorney game, you have to prove the motive of the killer. But the thing is, though, is that in real life, you don't really need to prove the motive of a killer in order to convict the person. If you have evidence and you are, you have complete proof that this is the guy who did it, even if you have no motive, you can convict them. It might be a little bit harder without a motive. A motive always helps because it helps to explain what the person's rationale for it is, why the person committed the murder, but you don't necessarily need a motive to convict somebody for murder. So even if you can't figure out why they did it, if you at least know that they did it themselves, you can still convict them. Indeed it is. After all, Alderman QB was dead set against a municipal merger. That's why they think you killed him. He was in your way. Curses! Mayor Tenma, are you okay? Jinxie, forgive me. I never meant to worry you like this. It'll work out fine, just leave it to me. If only it really were that easy, I don't even know where to start. Thank you for meeting with me, Mayor Tenma. Please wait. My daughter, Jinxie. Yes? She already lost her mother. And now with me being held in here, I fear she'll be terribly lonely. I hesitate to ask, but I beg you to be a friend to her in her time of need. Leave it to me, Trucy and I will look out for your daughter. I shall rest a little easier then. You know, you remind me of some of the new friends Jinxie has been talking about. New? Friends? Yes, it seems she's made some new friends since she started working in Ninetails Vale. They're quite the unusual bunch, too. There's a lady with an exceptionally long neck, and a young lad with an incredibly long tongue, and many other interesting characters. Friends? Sounds more like a bunch of monsters to me. Now, if you would excuse me, it appears my time is up. Ooh, why am I so worried? I must be more tense than I thought. Still, I'm glad he didn't turn out to be as scary as he looks. Call? Oh, it's Mr. Wright. Justice here. Apollo, is that you? Hi, Mr. Wright. What can I do for you? Brucey told me you've taken on a new case. Oh, that. It was kind of spur of the moment. He's actually calling me about a case. That's fine, but I have a favor to ask. Sure, what is it? I'm at the airport right now. There was someone I had to meet. A new addition to the agency, actually. Her name's Athena Ikes, and she just passed the bar. Okay, so that's how he met Athena. She flew in to work for him? That's right. I remember hearing about her coming to join us. Guess that was today. She took off as soon as I told her you needed help with a case. It was like there was no stopping her. Wait. What? Where is she now? Probably somewhere in Ninetails Vale by now. That's where that favor I mentioned comes in. I need you to go find her. But I've never even met her before. What does she look like? She'll be the girl in the yellow suit sporting an attorney's badge. Okay, I'll find her. New addition to the agency. Well, I better get back to Ninetails Vale quickly. Okay, let's get back to, QB Manor Garden. Yokai Lane. April 17, Ninetails Vale. Yokai Lane. I already told you. I'm a lawyer assigned to the case. I need to study the crime scene, so if you would please tell me where QB Manor is. You can't fool me. You're just some delinquent high school student playing hooky. You stupid, pig-headed... This attorney's badge isn't just for show, you know. Looks like I just found Miss Athena Sykes. Tisk, why won't you believe me? Don't expect me to defend you in court if you ever get arrested. Well, I'm not the one who usually does the arresting, so... Say, shouldn't you be getting back to school? I already told you I'm a lawyer, not a student. That's it, enough of your lies. You're coming with me. Ah, get your hands off of me. I didn't know she could do that.
What the?
Think you can watch out for the bystanders next time? Whoops. Are you okay? I think so, but that police officer's out cold. I'm so sorry. I do that when people suddenly grab me. It's like a reflex or something. Reflex? Sounds more like a felony. You're Athena Sykes, I take it. So here's the thing about this is, is self-defense applies really to anyone, even towards a police officer. So if a police officer is trying to make a false arrest on you, I guess it really depends on the state. You know, don't quote me on this, but in certain places, depending if a police officer is trying to falsely detain you, you know, without cause, then it depends on the place that you're at. Some states might have the right to defend yourself. It really depends on the place that you're at. But a police officer really would not have that authority to grab somebody and, you know, take them to school thinking that they were a kid. I don't know why he would think that she's a kid, but it's a little weird. That would be me. And you are? I'm Apollo Justice. I work at the Right Anything Agency. The Right Anything Agency? What a fishy sounding name. It's a long story, but it is a law office among other things. Didn't Mr. Wright explain it to you? Oh, that right. So you must be... Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. I could say the same thing to you. Well, here I am. Now, how about telling me a little bit about yourself? Mr. Wright didn't really tell me much, as always. Ah, of course. Feel free to ask away. Talk, Athena Sykes. So, Athena, I hear you just passed the bar. That's right, and here's my shiny new badge to prove it. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, so you must be a bit younger than me. A bit more than you might think, in fact. I'm only 18. 18? How in the world did you become a lawyer at that age? I skipped a few grades while I was an exchange student in Europe. And I got my license to practice law while I was over there. Yeah, so there's no such thing as a lawyer who's gonna be 18. And it's also weird how, like, Ace Attorney has, like, prosecutors that are 17. That's not gonna happen. All I can say is, wow, she must be a genius or something. I also studied analytical psychology. Thought it might help me be a better lawyer. Psychology helps her be a better lawyer. How exactly does that work? Well, actually, psychology could actually come in handy as being a lawyer, because you're trying to understand a person, the client. So tell me about our client. What are they like? Oh, right, you haven't met him yet. Well... And that about sums it up. He's more worried about his daughter than himself. What a wonderful father. Wait, are you crying? I'm not crying. There was something in my eye. They're called tears. Moving right along. Let's get down to business. Helping our client is priority number 1. Psychology. So, Athena, you mentioned studying psychology. That's right. I've always wanted to bring an analytical psychology into the courtroom. Power psychology will bring a breath of fresh air to the legal system. Oh, really? So how do you plan on using it to defend our client? Well, for example, I can try to listen on a witness's inner voice. And then analyze their psychological state with the help of my trusty partner, Widget. Widget? There's a device around my neck here. Say hi, Widget. Hi, Widget. It talks. Well, you need a volume knob. Anyway, the little guy will sometimes say what I'm feeling. Awkward. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. But I seriously doubt. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something you might be interested in. I got it on my way here. Think it might have something to do with our case? A special edition covering our case. That was quick. That's the whole point of special editions, isn't it? To be the first to get the scoop. Rapido. Right. Well, let's see what it says here. What's the deal with the Spanish? Cinematero, real or flight of... Okay. Tenmatero, real or flight of fancy. An airborne figure resembling Tenmatero was captured on camera around 3:40 p.m. near Ninetails Vale. Tenmatero was seen... What? He was seen flying through the sky. How is that possible? The demon's not real. There's gotta be an explanation. Yeah, somebody happened to snap that photo near Ninetails Vale. The article goes on to say it might be connected to our case. It definitely is. You know, the one thing that you learn about law enforcement is there's really no such thing as, there's no such thing as coincidences. Apparently, that photo was shot right after the murder occurred. Well, there was black feathers and strange tracks at the crime scene. Well, doesn't that help the defendant, our client, then? I'm not surprised the locals think a yokai was involved. Wait a second. yokai as in one of those Japanese monsters? Mein Gott, you don't actually think it was a supernatural murder, do you? That means in German, my God. Ha 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 ha, no, of course not. Now German, why not plain old English? Special edition paper, newspaper with photo of Tenma Taro soaring through the air. Andale, Apollo, let's get cracking on that crime scene already. Investigation. Okay, what's next on the list? Investigating the crime scene, what else? Well, what are we waiting for? Last one there is a rotten egg. We don't have to run all the way there. Okay, then how about we speed walking? Why does this have to be a competition at all? Okay, move. April 17, QB, Manor. A foyer. Do you hear that? It sounds like a TV or something. Oh, look. There's a TV in that little room in the corner. In other news, the mysterious masked wrestler, the Amazing Ninetales, has been confirmed missing according to sources close to the wrestler. Yeah, because the Ninetales is probably QB. That's probably who Ninetales is. It appears he disappeared sometime after the special event held in Ninetales Vale today. He also failed to appear at a match today, where he was scheduled to defend his title. Local villagers say his disappearance may be connected with Tenma Taro's recent escape. So that wrestler's gone missing. Hey, you two! You don't belong in here! Eek! Don't worry, there's nothing suspicious. What about them horns on you? They look mighty suspicious if you ask me. Horns? That's my hair. Anyway, we're lawyers and we're here to... Ah. You're them lawyers come to defend Mayor Tenma, ain't ya? Should've reckoned with what expensive-looking bracelet you got there. The name's Phineas, Flint. Phineas Filch. I'm the caretaker here. Pleased to meet you. Same here. Wow, talk a quick change of heart. So tell me, a demon lawyer. Bet you use them demonic horns of yours to scare the bejeebers out of witnesses, huh? Come here, you little horn demon, you. Youch. These horns my hair isn't meant to threaten anyone. They ain't. Seems a mighty big waste of perfectly good horns if you ask me. Then again, ain't none of my business, so... that was fast. Guess he's done with me. Well, I best get back to work. So yeah, I'm always trying to do accents of characters how I think they sound. Halt, stop right there. Huh? Me? Apollo, your bracelet's gone. Ah. Don't you worry, Mr. Lawyer, sir. It's on his hands. I'll check the lost and found later. On his hand. It's right there. Somehow I don't think that will be necessary. Just check your wrist right now. Ah. The cat's out of the bag. It was barely in the bag in the first place. That was a pretty pathetic attempt. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Just couldn't control myself. Please forgive me. I'm begging you. Jeez, I almost feel sorry for him now. What should we do about him, Apollo? Well, I got my bracelet back. He seems sorry enough, so... I knew you'd understand, Mr. Lawyer, sir. You obviously got a big heart. As big as the wad of cash in your wallet, I hope. You leave my wallet out of this. Oh. Hey, didn't you just finish apologizing for stealing from us? Run away, run away. Head for the hills. Get back here, you. Talk about a quick escape. Looks like he dropped a few things. Looks like a pair of diagrams. This one's the crime scene. This one, and here's one of the foyer. He left his shoes behind, too. The guy is the living definition of a bumbling thief. Let's hang on to the shoes. We can give them back next time we see him. As for these diagrams, I say we keep them. Why would he have diagrams of the crime scene? They look like something the police might draw. Wonder where the caretaker might, got them. Diagram showing the scene of the crime. A diagram of the foyer included the office used by the caretaker, Phineas, Filch. Now then, as I recall, the Fox chamber should be at the top of those stairs. This is the murder scene. April 17, QB Manor. Fox, chamber. Whoa. Where all these black feathers and weird tracks come from. The popular opinion seems to be that they're from Tenma Taro. You mean the great evil has returned? Even if he did, I'd be laughed out of the courthouse trying to indict him. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? This is a crime scene. Who is this? And who are you? Are you with the police? I asked first, who are you and what are you doing here? And second thought, I'm placing you under arrest for disturbing a crime scene. Under arrest? But... They were for the boys back at HQ. Is this the prosecutor? And does he kind of look like the guy? The guy was blonde, I know who did it. Now come quietly or else. I don't want to be late for lunch. Please wait, where's Mara Tenma's lawyers? Well, why didn't you say so? So you're the lawyers I heard about. Ha ha ha. I almost took you two in. You two sure were suspicious, though. I don't, how many more times I take being called suspicious in one day. Sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name, I'm Bobby Fulbright. The heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. So he's a detective, he's not the prosecutor. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. My catchphrase, it's in justice we trust. Oh boy, this guy's a story and a half. So, what can I do for you? Investigating the scene. So, would it be okay if we had a look around? Certainly not. No unauthorized personnel allowed. Can you make an exception? Cease and desist at once, or you'll have to deal with my little friend here. Yikes. Is he reaching for us? In justice we trust. Oh, it's just his badge. You may be Mary Tenma's attorneys, but you still need the authorization to cross a police line. Apollo, let's see if we can change his mind. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. I bet he's as dense as heroes come. Persuasion. You're wasting your time and mine. Nobody's crossing this line without authorization. I'm a wall of justice keeping injustice. That would be you at bay. I knew it. Look, there's just us and you here, right? Justice and me, you say. That's right. Are you trying to say that Justice and I aren't enough to keep you out? What? No, silly. We're saying that you're an inspiration in our quest for justice. No, it can't be. You have him on the ropes now, Athena. If we were on the side of justice, wouldn't you let us through? But, guarding the crime scene is a part of justice, too. Sure. But only a bad guy would stand in the way of justice, right? Whose justice is the most just here? Well, we can't have a fair and just trial without a thorough investigation, so... Oh, Lady Justice. What would you have me do? I think we really got to him. Yeah, he seemed pretty neurotic as far as champions of justice go. Our pleas for justice must have had a huge impact. It's tying him up in knots. Now's our chance to start looking around. After all, that about authorized personnel only. That was surprisingly easy. Should I stop them or let them through? Whose justice is more just? Well, let's get to work. We're supposed to be finding clues related to the crime scene, right? Right, a search of the crime scene should turn up some evidence we can use at the trial. Let's try viewing the crime scene from different angles. You never know what's hiding just around the corner, right? So move the cursor with left stick and change your perspective with R. If there's a particular spot you want to examine, just give it a tap. Okay, let's leave no stone unturned. New salons commencer. Let's get started. That's in French, but I don't know what that means. Okay, examine. Okay, this is the murder, where the body was. So this is where Alderman QB's body was found. Apparently, the murder weapon, a spear, had Mayor Tenma's prints on it. That's not good. Never fear, Detective Fulbright is here. Yikes. Of course, I can't offer you any information on my investigation, so... In the name of justice, I must say goodbye. What was that all about? Oh, we got a free 3D view of the place, too. This one's a spear, but what about this one? It looks like a giant pair of pliers. Looks like someone's a demon, something a demon might use. Saw something like that in a manga once. Really? What are they used for? Oh, things like... pinching through cheeks. Ew. Pulling out tongues. Stop, stop. Oh, and you should, see what they, can do to a person's eyes. Okay, okay, I get the idea. Oh, her little computer's red, too. But I'm sure this thing is just a simple can opener or something like that. Demons eat canned food. I always wondered what they ate besides people. Look, this statue only has one tail. Maybe it's the nine-tailed fox's sidekick. But the number of tails represents a yokai's power. So if you had two, Apollo, I'd only have one? Wait, what? Not that it means you're better than me, got it? Like I said, what? What's that green? There's something wedged under this chair. Let's see if we can lift it up and... Freeze! Yikes. No disturbing crime scene evidence, even if you are the mayor's lawyers. He does have a point there. Hey, Detective Fulbright. Did you hear about that attack over on Yokai Lane? I heard an elderly woman was assaulted by a strange yokai shaped like a roll of cloth. And you waited till now to tell me? I better get over there at once, in justice we trust. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, Apollo, now's our chance to look around some more. What an idiot. The more I get to know her, the scarier she gets. Hope she never finds my weakness. So yeah, so a lawyer is not going to be picking through a crime scene. That's almost never gonna happen. A lawyer is gonna take a look at the evidence the police collected and review everything, but they're not gonna be there actually touching evidence, looking at stuff. Whatever this is, it's stuck on tight. Looks like a large blood-stained cloth. The blood's probably the alderman's, but it's pretty far from his body. Wonder how it got here, and why does this seem important? These weird tracks must have been made when someone stepped in the alderman's blood. Maybe the killer inadvertently made them when they were fleeing. They're pretty big tracks, almost bird-like. The feathers also point to a bird. And it must be one big bird, and not one of the friendly yellow type either. Maybe just some mutant bird creature. Your theory is a giant mutant bird murdered Alderman Kyuubi with a spear? It's more plausible than saying a monster or yokai did it. Sorry to burst your bubble, but a giant spear-wielding bird is by definition a monster. The Forbidden Chamber. They say the demon Tenma was imprisoned in there before his escape. Think we could get this door open? It's worth a try. Huh. No good. It's shut tight. I don't even see a keyhole. He's pretty hopeless. In justice we trust. Yikes. Did I just hear the voice of someone in need? Allow me to fill you in. This door simply will not open. We tried and tried, but it won't budge. It's an essential part of the culture found in this matter, so we can't blow it open either. So an unopenable door, right. According to Miss Jinxie's Tenma, it was shut tight when she came across the crime scene. Thanks for the tip, Detective Fulbright. We didn't expect you to be so helpful. Ah, forget I just said that. So the Forbidden Chamber was shut tight at the time of the murder. Sounds like something I better keep in mind. Whoa, wow, this is a pricey looking chair. Apparently the mayor was found drugged and unconscious in it. Really? Yeah, and when he came to, he was arrested for murder. Talk about your rude awakenings. So he's the prime suspect in a crime he knows nothing about. That stinks. Oh, poor Mr. Tenma. He must be feeling so scared and confused. Apollo, it's up to us to save him. It's like she's on her own emotional roller coaster. Hey, this window opens. And outside, we have ourselves a steep cliff. The windows can only open about 6 inches, not wide enough for anyone to get in or out. Look, Apollo, there's something caught in the window frame. It looks like a gold fur. What a pretty color. It must be from some kind of animal. Wonder what's doing here. Did Alderman QB have a pet fox? Some fur that was found at the scene of the crime. It's long and soft and appears to be from some sort of animal. It's from the costume, the nine-tailed fox costume. What is this thing? What do we have here? Looks like it's a statue of the nine-tailed fox and Tenma. Tenma Taro battling it out. Eek, careful, Apollo. It's got blood in it. Really? Hey, you're right. Wonder if it's the Alderman's blood. How can you remain so calm after seeing all this blood? Well, this isn't the first time I've seen something like this, so... You're no fun at all. At least act surprised or grossed out or something from my first class. I'm already a lawyer. You want me to be an actor too? A statue that was at the crime scene. It depicts Tenma Taro and the nine-tailed fox located in the battle. Guess that's about wraps it up. Now if only we could get that detective to tell us what he knows. Hey Apollo, do you hear something? I don't hear anything. Alright, your hearing must not be as sensitive as mine. What are you talking about? A whooshing sound, like wind rushing through a narrow strait. And the echo of someone's voice. In justice we trust. Ah. Man, he can be a bit annoying. Ha ha ha. Someone's got a sharp set of ears. That's what was the sound of my, righteous voice reverberating through the air duct. I heard it through the air ducts. Yeah, check it out. But why would she hear you through there? Why don't we go to the diagram? As you can see, that vent is connected to an air duct that leads out into the hallway. The wind must have rushed through here and carried my monologue with it straight to your ears. And what a unique monologue it was. I was just thinking, maybe the killer made their escape through the air duct or something. A cute theory, but I don't think so. The air duct in the hallway is low enough to climb into. That much is true. But as you can see, the vent in the ceiling is very high. 9 feet high, in fact. Well, just because it's tall doesn't mean you can't get to it. But if you can prove that nobody can fit in the vent, it's actually better than saying that it's 9 feet near the ceiling. I highly doubt that there's any way to get up there without a ladder or something. And I don't see anything out of this sort in this room, do you? I guess you're right. Speaking of things in this room, yeah? Can you tell us what you guys turned up, Detective Fulbright? Not on my watch, buddy. In the name of justice, I cannot reveal facts pertaining of the prosecution's cases. Oh, come on. Throw us a bone here. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. I recall you saying earlier that you would come running whenever we were in need. I suppose I did say that. Helping those in need is what justice is all about, but keeping information out of enemy hands is also a form of justice. When justice is the most just, why is this always so hard? Well, how about this? Let's do a little give and take, and I mean serving the public as part of justice too, right? You know, like the police motto, to serve and protect. I doubt leaking information to the defense team falls under that motto. Yes, of course. I must serve as well as protect. Okay, I will share some information. In the name of justice. We did it, Apollo. Yeah, we did it all right, but I'm not sure that was entirely ethical. Details of the case. Was it Miss Jinxie Tenma who first discovered the crime scene? That's right. And this photo shows what she saw when she opened the door. Miss Tenma had a key, allowing her immediate access. A key, so then the Fox Chamber was locked. Yes, and Miss Tenma had the only key to its door. Really? So Alderman Kyubi didn't have a key to the Fox Chamber. Actually, he had a master key for most of the doors in the manor, but it disappeared after his murder. Disappeared? You think the killer took it? It could very well be connected to the murder. We're looking into the possibility now. It's definitely connected. But it's the timing of Miss Tenma's discovery that I think is most important. Of course, I'm not going to share that information with you. Ha ha ha. You think you're some kind of champion of justice, but you're just plain old mean. I won't fall for all that, you shameless rascal. I only help good little boys and girls. Shameless rascal? Who even says that? Well, I wouldn't exactly call you a good little girl either. A photo of the Fox Chambers. There are bloody footprints and black feathers scattered on top of the blood. Okay. Those feathers and tracks look like something a yokai might have left behind. You don't actually think the murderer was some sort of monster, do you? What's the name of that creature in the Forbidden Chamber? Something? Because from the black feathers and big tracks, it looks like that creature did it. Our prime suspect would no doubt love to pin the blame on some imaginary creature. Can Tenma, whatchamacallit, even be made a victim of slander? I doubt the mayor would do something as childish as blaming a boogeyman. So the most likely scenario so far is that Tenma guy left the feathers and tracks behind to make it look like the yokai Tenma was the killer. Wait, what? Now I'm as confused as you. At any rate, I doubt Mayor Tenma would plant evidence like that. So, Mayor Tenma is your only suspect? That's right, even his name, Damien Tenma, makes him sound like a villain. And he's really scary looking, too. Yeah, that's nonsense. You can't judge somebody based on how they look. They're scary looking. Wait, are you telling me that's why he was arrested? Ha 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 ha, don't be ridiculous. He was the only one without an alibi. Oh, is that so? Yup. Other than the victim, the suspect and Miss Tenma, the only others around here were Miss Filch and Mayor Tenma's aide, and the two of them were together at the time. Filch, the guy who tried to steal my bracelet, just living up to his name, I guess. We should go talk to him again when we have a chance. What about Jinxie? She's not being suspected at all? She may have no alibi whatsoever, but she also has no motive. It's unfathomable that she would murder the alderman and pin the crime on her father. Besides, do you really think a little girl could lift up this huge spear? True enough, that spear looks even bigger than her. That's about all I can reveal at this time. Well, you must admit Damien Tenma appears to be the most likely suspect. I admit it looks bad, but I'm still not buying it. Oh, and one more thing. I must warn you about the prosecutor. The prosecutor assigned to Mayor Tenma's trial? That's the one. He's, how shall I put it, not what you'd expect. That is unless you faced a convicted killer serving hard time as a prosecutor before. What the? Is this some kind of joke? The prosecution. Can I ask why a man in prison for murder is serving as a prosecutor? Because he's mastered the use of psychology in courtroom battles. Everyone's talking about how this murder was the work of some strange creature. But yokai are nothing more than a figment of the imagination. They're baloney. Who better to prove than a master of psychology? He's the best man for the job. But he's a convicted murderer. No matter how you look at it, that's just insane. It is. Well, the chief prosecutor personally assigned him, so none of us are in a position to question the matter. Haha. Yeah, a convicted murderer is not going to be a prosecutor. This really is the dark age of the law. This prosecutor, he wouldn't happen to go by the name Blackquill, would he? Bingo! Simon Blackquill. So you have heard of him. You could say that. What's that supposed to mean? Well, I bet you don't know his unofficial title. Ever heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's Prosecutor Blackquill. The Twisted Samurai? Is that because he's a criminal? Well, yes and no. You could say it also has to do with the effect his crime had on things. How so? His conviction is what twisted and warped the legal world into this dark age of the law. What? And he of all people is going to stand in court tomorrow? Never fear, I myself will be there to protect you. That's reassuring, I guess. Well, you kids knock yourself out. Can't wait to see you do tomorrow. Wait, Detective Fulbright. I've been meaning to ask you something. Why are you barefoot? This doesn't look like the sort of place where you need to take your shoes off. I hadn't even noticed. Why am I barefoot? You honestly hadn't noticed until just now? Yeah, we probably have his shoes. Wait a second. Those shoes we found earlier. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. These wouldn't happen to be your shoes, would they? Yes, they are. My favorite pair, in fact. Thank you for bringing them to me. You must, truly be on the side of justice. Don't tell me Mr. Filch actually stole from a detective. Stealing shoes, right. Off someone's feet. That's pretty amazing. I find it more amazing that Detective Fulbright didn't notice. Well, looks like we've gotten all we can of Detective, so let's see. Maybe we should go have a word with Mr. Filch. I want to hear what his alibi is. April 17, QB Manor. Boyer. This is just awful. This is just awful. Terrible, I say. So somebody help. Oh, look, it's Mr. What was it again? Finch? No. The name's Filch. Phineas Filch. Keep on pilfering and you may wind up a jailbird instead. So what seems to be the problem, Mr. Filch? Oh, it's just terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Come quick. Oh, okay. What's the deal with him all of a sudden? Looks like some kind of mask. Wait, is that the nine-tailed fox's mask? It's the amazing Ninetales mask. The amazing Ninetales. Oh, right, the wrestler who appeared during the festival special event. What's his mask doing here? He'd never take off his mask like this. Someone must have killed him. What? Who would do such a thing? Let's go talk over there in private. Look. There's some white hair caught up inside this mask. Amazing Ninetales mask added to the core record. A mask that was washed up by the riverside. There's white hair inside. So what makes you believe that the Amazing Ninetales have been murdered? You really want to know, eh? You're a studious one, ain't you? Yes, I mean no, or just tell me, please. Well, it's like this. I dreamed of becoming a wrestler myself. Hey, how about you join me in the quest for the champion's belt? What a team. Me in the bandit's mask, and you in the demon mask, of course. Yours. Demon mask? Wonder if I can make it big. Apollo, let's save your pro wrestling debut until after the trial. Huh? Oh, no. I wasn't actually... why did I let him pull me off topic like that? Come on, Apollo. Ask him about the Amazing Ninetales murder already. The Amazing Ninetales. The Amazing Ninetales is our village's savior, and don't you forget it. The Amazing Ninetales. That is QB, probably. His trademark gold cape, made to look like 9 fox tails. He rolls through the ring, smacking down Tenma Town wrestlers left and right. He sparked a monster craze, revitalizing Ninetales Vale in the blink of an eye. He saved our village from becoming a ghost town. Now it's a yokai town. Huh. The Amazing Ninetales really does sound amazing. Yeah, pretty amazing, huh? That's why he's worshipped like a hero around here. I'm proud to be from the same village as him. Come to think of it, you look kind of monster-like yourself, Mr. Filch. Guess it makes sense, since you're from the same village as the Amazing Ninetales. I know. A lot of people have told me I look like a yokai. Since when was that a compliment? Ouch! Oh, what's the big deal? Check your pocket. Hey, how'd you do that? Keep it, I got lots more. Photo of the hero who sparked the monster craze and saved Ninetales Vale from becoming a ghost town. So you keep saying that. The amazing Ninetales was killed. What's the story behind that? Are you saying he was murdered because his mask washed up along the river outside? That's the only part of it. The main reason is no one's seen him since the special event. The word around Ninetales Vale is he was killed by Tenmatero. You villagers are really superstitious, aren't you? That we are. We love conspiracy theories too, like the mayor's diabolical plot. The mayor of Tenma Town? What is this he plotting? Rumor has it, he's planning on releasing Tenmatero. That's why he wants the merger. He'll open the Forbidden Chamber once he's in control. That's quite a tale. Ain't finished yet. There was only one person who could have stopped the mayor. Our hero, the amazing Ninetales. He vowed to battle the mayor of Tenma Town and stop the municipal merger. I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. Apollo, we still have to ask him about the alderman's murder, remember? Mr. Filch, would you mind telling us about what you were doing at the time of the murder? I was in the caretaker's office, guarding the entrance like Mr. Kyuubi said I should. And I made double sure no one came in. I have a clear view of the foyer from where I work. You must be talking about this small room in the upper right. It definitely looks like you can keep track of the comings and goings from there. And you have an alibi to back your statement up too, Mr. Filch. I do indeed. I was with Mayor Tenma's side. Laurent LaBelle is his name. So the two of you were together. That's a pretty sound alibi, alright? And nobody came in or out of the manor around the time of the murder. Kept watch around the whole time. Didn't see a soul pass by. And if anyone did, that there security camera would have spotted him. So no one came in and around the time of the murder. That means we're dealing with someone who was already inside when it happened. So do you think this mask is the real deal? Without a doubt, this here's the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. What about that white hair I found inside the mask? Wait, I just thought of something. Remember the golden animal fur we found at the crime scene? Could it have come from this mask? Look, there's even a spot where some fur is missing. And this mask at the crime scene, then this places the mask at the crime scene at some point in time. Which means, what does this mean? Why would the killer take the mask? Good question. Someone with white hair who is linked with the murder and is against the merger. Yeah, so he is probably Ninetales, Mr. Kyuubi. No way. Could the amazing Ninetales and the Alderman actually be? Something wrong, Apollo? You should see the look on your face. Oh no, it's nothing. Maybe Jinxie could tell us something, since she works here. Going for reattach the amazing Ninetales mask. Come up with anything yet? Oh, of course I have. But it's not quite ready for prime time, huh? The truth will only be revealed once we've done it all over our I's and crossed all over our T's. In other words, it's still just a theory, so I don't think I should say anything yet. If the dilemma any great detective must face. Whatever. Hisk, widget. You basically have no ideas. Thanks for nothing. What are your thoughts on the case so far? Well, I think our killer is most likely highly intelligent, stone cold cool. I mean, just look how they killed the alderman. One detective for us, no hesitation. And you know this by how psychology? That's right. I've profiled the killer based on the evidence we found at the scene. I can almost picture the killer in my mind. A terrifying face twisted from hatred towards the victim. Big bulging eyes full of murderous intent, a horrible gash-like mouth from ear to ear. And wings black and sinister. Wings? That sounds like Tenmatero. On second thought, scratch psychology. That last part was just my imagination. You think? Justice needs backup sometimes too, so I don't mind you asking for help, but you should start by thinking things over yourself. After all, the road to justice starts with your own first step, ha ha ha. If you don't have any information to offer, you could just say so. We've already searched here, but it never hurts to take another look around. Nothing much to see on this side. Maybe I should go check the other side. It's a folding screen. I wonder what they were using it for. I read that the Japanese used to use these in drafty rooms, but now they're just for show. You mean like my attorney's badge? Or Athena. That cop treating her like a child must have really bothered her. The thing about this screen is this is probably where the killer was hiding. He probably was behind this. What's this stuff? There's something behind the door. Whatever it is, it looks like it's broken. Probably broke when the door was open. Why would anybody put something there? That is a good point. Yeah, that wasn't very smart. Maybe it was Jinxie. She was the first one to discover the body. She must have heard the screams and come running in here in a panic. Well, look at you, Apollo. Now you're using analytical psychology too. I am. Wow, you really learned quick. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You're the ace attorney of Write Anything Agency. You can't tell whether she's serious or not. Now, if Trucy said something like that, I'd immediately know she was messing with me. So, about this is... the crime scene was probably altered. That's probably what happened. Yeah, crime scene was probably altered. Why would somebody put a vase there? Apollo, what words come to mind when you watch that pendulum in there? Unsteady and restless. That's a direct representation of your current state of mind. Wait, that was some kind of psychological test? My diagnosis, this strange case has made you anxious, causing you to lose your cool. You're actually not that far off the mark. Look, a cat with two tails. No such thing. Oh, and this lady has really long neck. Ha ha ha, how funny is that? There's no way a creature like that could ever exist. She'd have a tough time swallowing. Apollo, I bet you were one of those kids who didn't believe in Santa Claus. What's that got to do with anything? What's this? Trophies? Look, trophies. Ooh, this one was awarded to Alderman Kyubi. The Amazing Ninetales Yokai Div winner. Tama Town Pro Wrestling Tournament. Yokai Division. I didn't know you could have a division of one. Apollo, you should enter the tournament next time. I have the perfect name for you. The Mysterious Firebrand. A mild-mannered masked lawyer by day, demonic masked wrestler by night. No one's going to hire a masked lawyer, Athena. This vent. Huh, that looks like an air vent. It's pretty high up there. What if you got a running start and jumped? I doubt even a high jumper could make it. Don't rule it out before you try it. Besides, I'm an excellent jumper. Even so, that must be about 9 feet high. Like I said, you don't know until you try, Monsieur Justice. She doesn't know when to give up, and when to stop using foreign words. The killer probably got out through there, but how would he do that without something being here in the room? Doesn't this Tanuki statue remind you of the manor's caretaker, Phineas Filch? The raccoon-looking thing. Yeah, it does look like him. Oh, I just got the best idea. We should knock it over. It might transform back into Mr. Filch. Mr. Filch is mischievous, but he's not magical, you know. Way to waste a brilliant idea, Apollo. Okay. I think I've pretty much gotten everything in here that I need. Hey, that there's the Amazing Ninetales mask. You're aiming to sell it, ain't ya? Why, you sneaky little liver? No, I'm not trying to sell it. It could be a key piece of evidence. Ah, too bad. Thought I'd hook you up with this buyer I know. Wait, you want me to sell it? You mind if I ask you about this? Oh, that. Right. Well, does it ring a bell? Oh, it's ringing alright. You want to thank me for all my hard work, and I humbly accept. No, this isn't a gift. Should have known this was a dead end. The air duct. He got out for the air duct, definitely. Any ideas? The amazing Ninetales seems to have disappeared. Oh. Well, as long as you don't get any funny ideas yourself, Polly. Just because this is a tough, case doesn't mean you get to disappear, too. Don't worry, I'm fine. Okay, but you better win this case. Lose this one and you'll be demonstrated for real to my assistant. Thank you. Think your job's hard now. Just wait till you have to, walk a tightrope, be a human cannonball, and get sawn in two. How about this endearing act? I could really use one right about now. What to do? Jinxie seems to think I'm a demon. What should I do? Well, Trucy's 2 cents has the answer if you would let me think for a sec. Oh, I know. It's those horns, Polly. How about I cut them off for you? Don't ever think about it. Oh, right. You can't, feel your way around without those things. Wouldn't want to go around banging into stuff. Those aren't horns, and they're not antennas either. Okay, hang on. Let's, Oh, April 17. Ninetales Valley. Vale. Yokai Lane. Oh, look. There's Jinxie. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and... Sounds like she's out grocery shopping. She must really like dairy products. A charm to make a better milkshake and another to cure my lactose intolerance. Maybe she should just stick to soy milk. Jinxie, hey, it's me. Eek! It's the demon lawyer. Not another warding charm. Apollo, who is she? Oh, right. This is your first time meeting each other. This is Jinxie, Mayor Tenma's daughter. She was the first to discover the crime scene. Oh, so she's the one who... hello, my name's Athena Sykes. I'll be, helping Apollo defend your father at his trial. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you, too. Where's Trucy? She went back to the office, ahead of us. But don't worry, Athena and I are in the case. Wait, how do I know you didn't... That you didn't gobble her up alive? Relax, I didn't eat her up, and I wouldn't do such a thing in the first place. Oh, poor little Trucy. I'm about ready for some tears of frustration myself. She's quite an, interesting character, huh, Apollo? Incident. Jinxie, do you remember any more of what happened? Not much. At least, not yet. But you do think Tenmotaro was the killer, right? That yokai we saw at the festival. I don't know anything about that. Huh? But you said Tenmotaro murdered the alderman. It's okay, Jinxie. You can tell me. Yikes. What was that for? People see things, when they don't get enough sleep. There's no such thing as monsters. Huh? What's gotten into her? So if there are no monsters, you admit I'm human. No, you're still a demon. Well, that makes no sense. Oh, I give up. It seems like Jinxie doesn't want to talk about Tenmotaro for some reason. But that's precisely what we need to know more about. Besides, she definitely thought there was a yokai there in the Fox Chamber. Jinxie, about this charm. Ah, that's... You gave me this when I was heading off to the scene of the crime. You thought Tenmotaro was the murderer. That's why you gave this to me, right? That's true, but... If there's anything else you could tell us, it would really help. And it will help your father, too. Alright, then. Tenmotaro did it? Why do you think Tenmotaro's the killer? I saw him with my own eyes. Tenmotaro was right, there in the manor. What? He escaped his prison. And ran right by me. What? Jinxie, tell us everything you saw. I called the police after I stumbled on the scene. I was just about to head back to the festival grounds when I saw Tenmatero. It was right around here. He was running right at me. I was paralyzed with fear, but there was no one around to help me. The foul beast ran right by me towards the foyer. Mr. Filch and Mr. LaBelle were supposedly in the foyer at the time. That means they would have seen Tenmatero too. Sounds like we better get their statements. Considering Jinxie's mental state, her eyes could have been playing tricks on her. Apollo, remember the picture in this paper? Someone caught Tenmatero flying through the air. I wonder if it's the same Tenmatero Jinxie, says she saw. Don't be ridiculous. Tenmatero is the killer, and he can fly too. Jinxie works at the Alderman's Manor, so maybe she can shed some light on this. So, no one knows the Amazing Ninetales' true identity? They say no one's ever seen him without his mask. Doesn't that make you want to know even more? That's why, matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponents are so popular. Wait, you mean expose, as in strip them naked? Eek, you even think like a demon. The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. So you see, these unmasking matches are life and death battles for the wrestlers. That means this mask didn't just happen to wash up along the riverbank. There's gotta be a story behind it. No one can stop the Amazing Ninetales. Bet she'd be shocked to find out he's really the Alderman. About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime. Anything else stand out? Actually, I heard this strange jangly sound. A jangly sound? Can you be a little more specific? My memory's kind of fuzzy, but I vaguely recall seeing Tenmatero holding a staff or something like that. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound. Does Tenmatero usually carry a staff? Good question. I've never heard anything like that, and it's not shown on the scroll. How about in other documents? Any of them show Tenmatero with a staff? This is the only known document depicting Tenmatero. After all, those who needlessly depict the demon are forever cursed. And what's the deal with the Tenmatero you saw, Jinxie? The sole document showing what Tenmatero looks like. It seems those who foolishly choose to depict the demon are cursed. Yokai Legend scroll updated in the court record. Jinxie's eyewitness account of the demon in the hallway near the crime scene. She says it fled towards the foyer. Why didn't you tell me you saw Tenmatero earlier? Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell. Mr. LaBelle? Papa's aide. Oh, right. The other guy who was supposedly in the foyer at the time of the crime. And what exactly did he tell you? Keep the village superstitions in mind before you go talking about seeing Tenmatero at the time of the crime. Village superstitions. They say you must not gaze upon Tenmatero, but in the event that you do, look. And then tell anyone what you saw. Tenmatero will claim your soul. And that's something everyone here knows. Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. Everyone from babies to the village's elders knows about it. But I didn't, because I'm not from around here. Hey, come to think of it. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there, you mustn't stare at Tenmatero like that. Lower your eyes. He'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Steal my soul? Seriously. The guy at the special event thing said almost the exact same thing. Paulo, do you think this LaBelle guy actually believes in Tenmatero? I seriously doubt it. He's not even from Ninetales Vale. And why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking? Good question. I think we better go have a word with him. Time to unmask this monster of a mystery. The last time I saw Mr. LaBelle, he was relaxing in the foyer. Bueno. That means good in Spanish. Next stop, the Manor Foyer. With any luck, he'll be there waiting for us. April 17th, QB Manor Foyer. There's no one here. I guess our luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle. Maybe he's out for a walk or something. Somebody left something on the sill of the caretaker's office window. Oh, it's a TV program guide. Looks like someone circled a pro wrestling match. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Eek, it's, oh, Mr. Filch. What can we do for you? Bet she was going to scream monster, which really isn't much of a stretch. Ain't nothing I need you to do for me. But what business do you got with my TV listing? Oh no, it just caught my eye. Can I ask if you watched this, pro wrestling program today? Yep, 'twas a match between a couple of rank amateurs, though. It was a complete disaster. I reckon even I couldn't, done better than that. I seriously doubt that. Lynch's TV program guide. The afternoon wrestling match was a total disaster. TV listing added to court record. Almost forgot. There's something I wanted to ask him. Mr. Filch, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Tenmatero or something like that. Huh? Tenmatero? So you did see him. How clean and shiny your forehead is again today, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Bet you shine it up every day real pretty-like. The ladies must love it. Don't change the subject, and for your information, that was a seriously bad attempt at flattery. Jinxie said she saw Tenmatero flee towards the foyer, so you must have seen him too if you were here. Yipes! Wow, I really pushed a button there. Well, did you see anything or not? Hold it. Oh, this guy! This is the killer! That is quite enough. I must ask that you not pester my friend anymore. Yipes! Forgive me for being, pestered, sir. And you are? I am Florent LaBelle. View Divine and personal aid to Mayor, Damien Tenma. View Divine, more like yokai grotesque. This place is crawling with monsters. Oh, excuse you. Hack. What the heck was that for? Ha ha. It was just a little cologne. You had a look of stinky sweat about you. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics, called Je suis, LaBelle. So Je suis, LaBelle in French means I am LaBelle. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Oh, what a heavenly scent. I think you just paralyzed my olfactory receptors. Haha. I suppose such a scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. Oh my god, this guy's some kind of aristocrat. I'll have you know that it is brand number 5, bonjour. Thank you in French. It's my way of introducing myself, enjoy. Where's my bottle of adieu so I can return the favor? Enough about the cologne, please tell us what you saw around the time of the murder. Keeping Jinxie quiet. I heard you're the one who told Jinxie not to mention that she saw Tenmatero. Why that little? So she told you she saw the demon, did she? Mr. LaBelle, do you mind if I ask whether you believe in the village superstitions? Ha ha ha. Oh, please. I was merely trying to keep with traditions. Nevertheless, I will say this. I wouldn't stick my nose in this whole Tenmatero business if I were you. Bad things happen to those who do. That much is true. He is one scary monster. That's crazy. You really expect me to believe that monsters are real? Ha 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 ha. Well, you're real, and you sure look like a monster. Look who's talking. So, Mr. LaBelle, you didn't see Tenmatero. Ah! Little Jinxie has an active imagination, isn't that right, Phineas? That's right, I didn't see nothing, especially not Tenmatero. Okay, so he's keeping him quiet. Why is he cooperating with him, though? That's the question, is why is he keeping quiet for him? He knows something. As for me, I only see things of beauty. That's why I can barely see you. Boo, haha. I can't stand this guy already. I've got 2 words for this guy, total freak. Your alibi. Could I ask what you were doing at the time of the crime? In other words, you'd like to hear my alibi. Pissed to think you'd suspect me of all people. Oh no, just a formality. We ask everyone the same questions. Ah! How dare you doubt me? That's an affront to beauty itself. You obviously can't see straight. Like that's, Brits really helped. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Flinchy, answer the question. At the time of the crime, we were, in this here foyer. Okay, so, here's the thing is, in real life, I know that Apollo's a lawyer, but in real life, police never interview 2 people at once. You never get 2 witness statements from 2 people at once, because this exact same thing can happen. You see how, he basically, tripped Filch into saying what they were doing? He's like, you know, Filch, what were we doing again? you know, to basically try to get him to say what he wanted him to say. This actually happens in real life. This is way more common than you actually think it is. And so this is exactly why police separate witnesses. They never have witnesses together, because if you have two witnesses telling you exactly what they saw, one person might say like, oh, I saw the killer running here at this time. And then another one might be like, no, the killer was running here 20 minutes before that time. You got it wrong. And then they start arguing. And then the guy's like, oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I did see the killer 20 minutes beforehand. Well, no, the original guy was right. So this stuff happens in real life too. So that's why, and also, the reason police try to keep witnesses separate is in case there's a conspiracy, because conspiracies do happen in real life, where you have multiple people that are part of a murder, and they're basically all trying to create a story about what happened. That's why you try to keep them separate, because if you keep them together, they're more likely to keep their fake story, but if you separate them, it's a lot harder to crack their fake story that they've created. At the time of the crime, we were, here for you. Exactly, good answer, Filchy, good answer. In the next part, I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to do a French accent in the next part. But I'm trying to sound what Filch would sound like, I think. Just repeating. You've said quite enough. What is with these two? Great, now he's got me talking like that. Are we quite through here? I'm a very busy man, you know. Right. Well, thanks for your help. So these two were in the foyer but didn't see Tenmatero. Come along, Filchy. Where are we going? Alright, gotta practice them statements for tomorrow. Yipes. My eyes! You're going to dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours, someday. Gotta practice my statements for tomorrow. Oh, he's gonna be a witness. What does he mean, practice statements? Now, if you would excuse me, it's time to touch up my makeup. Apollo, I know this sounds strange, but Mr. LaBelle seems unusually preoccupied with Tenmatero. Really? How can you tell? Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, I can read people's emotions from the tone of their voice. You mean you have good ears? Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice. And my ears can pick up on even the subtlest of tones for some reason. That's an interesting skill. But what do you mean he's preoccupied with Tenmatero? I'm not exactly sure, but it was like he was obsessed with the thought of Tenmatero. That's what I picked up from his voice anyway. Everywhere we turn, it's Tenmatero this, Tenmatero that. We should go talk to the mayor, too. Sounds like a plan. We need to get to the bottom of that rumor about him wanting to release Tenmatero. April 17th. Detention Center. Visitors' room. Something wrong, Apollo. Where did your enthusiasm go? What am I doing asking the mayor if he has ever thought about releasing Tenmatero? At best, he'll think I'm an idiot. At worst... Oh, he's here. It's so nice to finally meet you. I'm Mr. Justice's partner, Athena Sykes. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Tenma. Taro. Oh yes, I look forward to working with you too. Eek. Glad he didn't mind Athena calling him by a completely wrong name. Apollo, he's just as kind and gentle looking as I'd imagined. Lucky for you after that blunder you just made. There was something I wanted to talk to you about. There are rumors going around about how you want to or did set Tenmatero free. What other nonsense? Yikes. They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look. But those rumors don't have a shred of truth, I tell you. A little touchy about his appearance, isn't he? He's probably the guy in the Tenmatero costume that you saw earlier in the game. That he's probably who he is. What he really needs to work on are his people skills. Tenmatero's revival. So rumor has it that you want to push the merger through in order to release Tenmatero. Of course, that's a bunch of baloney, isn't it? Urgh. Ack! Sorry if I offended you. So that's the talk around town, is it? I can see how that would make you angry. What if Jinxie's schoolmates start teasing her about this? Huh? I must break out of here at once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson. No, wait. First, we have to get you a not guilty verdict. Don't try to stop me. This is about a father's duty to his darling daughter. Hold tight, sweet Jinxie. Daddy's coming to save you. Relax. We'll look out for your daughter until we can get you free. Is that so? You don't need, me to go straighten things out myself? Ooh, boy. They'd probably call in the SWAT team if he showed up at her school. Oh, right. I ought to ask about the reason behind the merger. Why the merger? It seems like you are rather forceful in pushing for the municipal merger. Did you really want Ninetales Vale that badly? Yes, well, it's quite an attractive prize in terms of tourism. Oh? Wait. Am I feeling what I think I'm feeling? Okay, yeah, so when that happens, it means that they're not telling you the truth. Sure, I played a bit of hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary. I knew it. My bracelet's reacting. What is it, Apollo? Mayor Tenma may not be telling the whole truth. Really? How can you tell? People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet here comes in. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense, because it begins to feel tight on my arms. No way! You can do that. Wait, so you believe me? Just like that? Sure. Each of us has our own special gifts. Oh yeah, Athena has a gift too, her special sense of hearing. Still, what do you think the mayor's lying about? I don't know, but it's our job to find out. It's been a while since my bracelet last reacted like this. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. First I touch my bracelet, triangle. Right. Now let's give it a whirl. Yes, I remember this feeling of intense concentration. The ability to see the smallest twitch, the slightest frown, that no one else can. So yeah, the bracelet music is kind of creepy always. Now Mayor Tenma was lying somewhere in that statement he just made. And while he lied, a certain habit made itself clear just under his right eye. I just have to shift my viewpoint up and focus on that area. So, what we're oh, yeah. Alright, I've got him now. His nervous tell should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I've got to pore over every word he says and wait for it to appear. And when it does, I'll perceive the triangle. So this is basically what you do with the bracelets, is you look for something unusual that the person is doing, an unusual habit. In terms of tourism, that's gonna be the lie.
Gotcha!
He doesn't want it for tourism. Mr. Mayor, please, you can trust us with the truth. The truth? I don't understand. When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching. What nonsense is this? So what if it did? Please tell us more about your merger bid. What more is there to tell? Why were you really seeking to merge with Ninetales Vale? I already told you, tourism. The monster craze really revitalized the village, making it quite the prize. You really don't trust us, do you? What are you talking about? The village has been hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not? I think you've yet to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized Ninetales Vale, so you felt it would be an attractive prize for its tourism. What would contradict this? I would say this, the newspaper.
Take that!
This evidence proves you're not being entirely truthful with us. Ah, sorry, I take it all back. Oh, forgive me, there was a fly that was driving me crazy. That's how he deals with flies. I hate to see him when he's really angry. So you think I'm not being entirely truthful? Yes, yes, sir. This guy is seriously scary. I think you've yet to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say Ninetales Vale is booming thanks to the monster craze, so you felt it would be an attractive prize for its tourism, but that would contradict this. I mean, the murder happened after, so it's not the reason he was there.
Take that!
Okay. Something, an attractive price for its tourism. But that would contradict this. What am I looking for here? Total disaster?
Take that!
No, no, no. What am I missing here? I mean, the murder, but...
Take that!
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't be the murder, because...
Take
The
that!
boarding charm? There's a camera in the foyer. Oh.
Take that!
The monster craze in Ninetales Vale is a very recent phenomenon. It was sparked when the amazing Ninetales rose up against the municipal merger. The village was practically a ghost town before then. So you see, you couldn't have possibly seen it as an attractive prize for its tourism. What's the real reason behind your post-emerge Tenma Tao of Ninetales Vale, huh? Well, Are you ready to tell me the truth now? So it was a ghost town beforehand, but the wrestling saved it. Honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place, but I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling little Jinxie. Protect her from what? I received a threat. What? It said either I go through with the merger, or my Jinxie dies. What? How awful. Who would do such a thing? I don't know. But whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder. Wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one and the same? Alderman QB was immensely popular, so I have to ask who would want him dead. The blackmailer who wanted the merger at all costs had all the motive in the world. But why go from blackmail to murder? The merger of protests won't disappear just because the alderman was killed. Could it be? What if there was another reason for the murder? Like what? Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman QB's secret identity. And his secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's merger scheme. What do secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo? I have evidence revealing the Alderman's secret identity. Maybe it's time to use it. The mask. Mayor Tenma, please take a look at this if you would. That's the amazing Ninetales mask. What is the meaning of this? This mask was almost definitely at the crime scene. And there was some white hair inside. White hair, you say. There was but one person with white hair in the manor that day. What? What are you saying? You know which man I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Rex QB, the amazing Ninetales himself. No way. The Alderman was impossible. Wait, come to think of it, Alderman QB was a former pro wrestler. So the blackmailer turned killer when he discovered the Alderman's secret identity? Didn't I just say that? But yeah, the amazing Ninetales was a threat to the blackmailer's scheme. He opposed the merger and as a result single-handedly sparked the monster craze. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? There had been an event at the manor. Maybe Alderman QB had taken part in it, if you get my drift. This is absurd. Mr. Mayor, do you have proof of the threat that was made against you? Yes, a blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder. I'd been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it suddenly vanished. The blackmailer must have taken it with them after they killed the Alderman. Well, at least we've clearly established the killer's motive. Mayor Tenma, visiting hours are over. It would appear this meeting is adjourned. Paulo, do you really think the Tenma Tarot that Jinxie saw is the killer? I don't know. All I know is there is no such thing as monsters. What about that newspaper article? Could the killer have purposely freed Tenma Tarot to do their dirty work? Oh, come on. There wasn't any Tenma Tarot to release in the first place. Yes, but the only suspects the police have right now are the mayor and a yokai. Well, we'll probably be arguing whether there was a yokai involved in court tomorrow. I can already see that look of disbelief on the judge's face. Apollo, are you alright? I'm fine, I'm fine. I'll think of something. I better because I can't very well say a flying demon was the killer. At this point, the only thing I know for sure is tomorrow is going to be one doozy of a trial. So that wraps up this part here, guys. On the next part, we will have the trial. Let me know what you guys think of this case so far. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.